Hello, everybody. There we are.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, no, it's doing the same thing again. But no, you're in.
Cool. Okay, so we have some intense stuff to talk about.
I'm super excited.
Okay, so Silver Shadows is the fifth book in the Bloodline series, which we'll be talking about in spoilery goodness. So if you haven't read the book, please come back afterwards. After you read it. But what did you rate Silver Shadows?
5 out of 5.
Oh, same. Where is this in your ranking of favorite book?
Oh, I think the Indigo Spell and Silver Shadows are like ranked.
I feel that.
There's just so many great points in the Silver Shadows that I loved, and then parts in the Indigo Spell that I loved. Like, if we could just merge those two into one big book, that'd be it.
So I'm surprised that I like this as much because Sydney and Adrian aren't together.
Oh,
So I usually, if it's dual perspective, all of a sudden,
I hate that.
that's when I'm like, it would knock points down, but it makes so much sense to have a dual perspectives in this book.
Yes.
And if you remember from several live shows ago, I was like, oh, you're going to get Adrian's perspective, not thinking, like, I was like, why did we get Adrian's perspective? And now after I get into this one, I was like, that's why. I was like, do you remember me talking about that? Like, telling you you're going to get Adrian's perspective?
Yeah.
Definitely needed in this book. But
Yeah.
if they separate my love interests, I usually am like, I don't like this one as much. They're being mean to the babies. But
yeah, no, I'm the same way. And actually, I think I will have to rate the Indigo Spell my favorite, and then Silver Shadows my second favorite.
So when this first starts off, we see Sydney in re-education.
Oh my god.
So
Kill me.
did you guys all think the re-education was gonna be this bad?
No, I didn't think that they would literally torture her.
I know. When I remember when I was first reading it, I didn't realize how far they were willing to go to injure their own people. Like totally if it was vampire people. But I did not think that they would treat their alchemist, who they praise so highly, treat them that low.
Like, this is beyond mind control. Like, this is truly like her body is scarred, she's
Yeah.
malnourished, she is dirty. Like, she's like worse than a prison.
Oh yeah, this is way worse. And I was surprised that they like let her be dirty and let her be indecent, because I thought that the alchemist would at least like they would not want that, like to see that, and that would be like unkind to their eyes, if that makes any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be unpleasant for the people, the alchemists, to deal with.
Yeah. And then they like drugged her every night so Adrian couldn't find her. Which
Oh my god,
I don't understand exactly why he couldn't find her.
What do you mean?
Like, I didn't understand why the drug, he couldn't find her in his, because like she's drugged, not him. So why couldn't he find her?
Well, he finds her in sleep. So she has to be like have a clear mind for him to be able to enter it. The drugs were addling her brain. So I don't know if it was like the whole REM sleep, like she wasn't in REM sleep for to be able to get into like the dream state that
Okay.
Adrian could access, or that she wasn't relaxed enough because the drugs, the way that they were, because the whole thing, even when she wasn't asleep, they were still messing with her sleep schedule. And she was saying like they would keep us awake when they wanted us awake, and they would keep us asleep when they wanted us to sleep. And so it was like she was saying that I was never fully rested. I got rest, but I never was fully rested because of the way that how much they messed and controlled her sleep. So when she was knocked out, she was knocked out.
Okay.
So I think that's why he couldn't get in through the connections.
Yeah. Okay,
Can
that
we
makes
talk
sense.
about how melancholy Adrian was because he couldn't get to her? Like, me putting myself in that mindset, like, ugh, ruined. Like, that was terrible
I know,
to
but I kind of wanted
experience.
to like slap him, be like, slap, get out of it, go
Yeah,
find, like, stop wasting 2 months of literally putting yourself and drinking. You're not gonna find her drunk. Like, stop it. Go find her. And then finally he like gets his act together and they find her.
finally.
Yeah.
I do like that they like recognize that. Like he like says in there, like in the book, he was like, I can't believe she was this close, that I could have found her faster than this. Like she was so close to me, type of thing. And I'm like, yeah, where
Yeah.
were you?
And same with like, I mean, I love Sydney so much. I kind of wish that she had played along sooner. Like she was just so like I didn't
But
do
I
anything
love that she was
wrong.
stubborn though.
I know I loved it too, but I feel like if she hadn't been less stubborn, she could have gotten out sooner too.
I agree, but I think like at least that part makes sense because she was so against the alchemists and she was so like, I'm not gonna do what you want me to do. Like I'm my own person, and she was so sick of going along with the alchemist values for so long that like it felt like a betrayal to herself if she was playing along.
Yeah.
I agree, it would have been easier on herself if she would have like just pretended, but
Yeah.
I think that she was so prideful of finally being her own person that she didn't want to let that go. And I like can't fault her for that.
Yeah. But then she finally was like, okay. She's like, I'm getting nowhere here. She's like, I need to beat this. I need to tell them what they want to hear so I can get out of here. She's like, this
Yes.
has gone on long enough. Because I guess she thought they would crack, but they didn't.
So
Kept her in that cell, like naked and drugged and like no food until she finally decided to like say, okay, I want to be re-educated.
one of the things that got like really irked me as we're like slowly progressing through the story right here, when she finally agreed, the fact that they like get like after she was like done like the purging or whatever and she like was puking, when the fact that they brought in vanilla lattes to like torture her, and like the fact that they like use food as uh like
As like
like
a treat.
yeah, but it wasn't a treat for her because her stomach was so upset that she couldn't eat it. So they would put like the person, whoever was in trouble the most, they used their favorite foods against them by serving it to everybody else because they knew that the person couldn't handle it. Like that, I don't know why that got to me, but I was like, that is so just like,
Cruel.
yeah. And it was like all of it's cruel, but that's like malicious. The fact that they're like really driving it home. It wasn't like to change your behavior. This is like rubbing your nose in it type of thing. And I
Yeah.
don't know, that like irked me real bad for some reason.
And like, okay, these people, I'm sorry, but like, okay, the people that they are trying to re-educate obviously don't agree with the alchemists. They've done something wrong. So being cruel, malicious, and torturing them is not going to change their views. Like it's crazy. Like that's not how you see. You know, like that's not
I
how
get
you
what
go
you're
about
saying,
it.
but in the alchemist's eyes, they think that they're sick and that they need cured
That's true too.
and that they're like brainwashed and like taken over by the Strigoi, and like it's like I'm like losing the word for like what Adrian can do, like controls people, but with their mind. You know what I'm talking about?
Glamour?
No, that's like the glamour that goes over you. Help me out, someone. When let's like basically mind control.
Okay, I forget what he can. Yeah, yeah, with spirit.
Yes, like so he's like, oh, that's gonna bother me. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. So they basically think like they've been like taken with the Moroi and that they are controlling him or controlling the alchemists by whatever, like that they need to God. Everybody doesn't remember the word. So basically, like they think that the alchemists that are gone rogue are being basically like confunded by the vampires, and so they need to like break them of this like mind control that's been happening. So that's why they are treating them so poorly, to like break them out of it, which I can like, as messed up it is, like I can understand the reason behind that, but like then they're just being mean by like taking the food and being like, everybody else gets this and not you, type of thing. And it's just like, why? What was the point of that besides being mean? Like everything else has a reason or a rationale behind it because they're alchemists, but the food thing doesn't. And I think that's why it bothered me so bad.
And another thing is like once they're okay, so say they get re-educated, like but now you've got sick alchemists. Like they're malnourished, they are drugged, like they're not healthy. How in the world are they going to perform anything that you want them to again? Like
But
they're
they
not.
don't. So just like what's his face that went to re-education because of Sydney,
Mm-hmm.
he is no longer in the field like he used to. He is stuck in like that area. So I don't think they ever fully get back, but they want to basically like get them back, but not trust them ever.
Yeah. It's insane what they did. It's crazy. And then she got caught, which I was like, Sydney, no.
But I mean, it had to happen. Like that's what we were like building to.
Yeah. I loved that we went and saw her older sister.
Yes, I loved seeing that.
I almost spoiled that in the last live show, but I love that. I love that we saw her sister and how she's like, I'm on y'all's side. Like I'm not on the side of the alchemists.
Yeah. I'm bummed about the whole like what has happened with Zoe and the fact like that the mom didn't get custody. I was really
Yeah.
bummed about that.
I mean, I didn't think she would.
I was hoping so because I was like, that would have been an interesting twist to like see Zoe being all angsty and trying to be with Alchemist and can't and whatever.
I didn't
So
think.
I'm bummed that they like we don't get to see that. And I feel like we're not going to see the mom now at all.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. She might come back in the last book. Okay, can we talk about the ending? Do we want to talk about the ending, or do we want to just like jump right in, or do we want to?
I think we have to build for that.
Okay.
So Adrian's like Adrian by himself does not do well. And once he finally like gets his act together, he's like doing better. But what about the Aunt Tatiana's like I don't know, like ghosts, I guess? That's like talking to him through like his
He's hallucinating.
hallucinations.
Yeah, he's like going crazy. He's hallucinating.
So is that him going crazy, or can he see? Is that part of spirit?
Oh, because Rose can see ghosts because she's linked to
because she died and came back, so she's
Lissa.
shadow kissed because she died and came back. But Adrian never died.
Right, but he has spirit.
Yeah.
I thought he was going crazy. I thought it was like pure hallucinations. But
and I don't remember. I mean, obviously I read the series before, but I don't honestly remember if it's spirit or was him going crazy.
Because he's
how
never
do you stop
seen
that
ghosts before, huh?
How do you stop that?
Taking the pills, stopping spirit. Ooh.
I never thought about that.
You should be able to, because Rose could.
So Haley says, so I wonder if Jill could see ghosts since she's shadow kissed. That is such a good question.
She should be. Otherwise, it'd be a plot hole. But granted, it may never come up. Jill is just like going from being pretty prominent in book one, and she's just slowly just
Yeah.
like, we never, wait, we didn't even see her at all in Silver Shadows.
But we got mention of her at the very end.
What?
We get mention of her at the very end.
Yeah. Well, no, she might be in a few places when we get Adrian's point of view in Silver Shadows. And she's like, Adrian, like, can I do anything to help you? And, you know,
Yeah.
I think we see her maybe once or twice.
So you think it's Adrian going crazy, right?
I think it's hallucinations. But actually, now that you mentioned spirit, it could be spirit.
Because the hallucinations, like sometimes Azanciana is not good, and like really bad advice, and then there's other times it's like, what are you doing? Like, and it's like good advice. So I'm like, I can't decide if I hate this or like this, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, like, if it was truly her ghost, then, like, because I'm trying to think of, like, Mason's ghost, and he wasn't, like, he just looked sad and didn't really talk and was very pretty much non-existent, you know, just very like just barely himself, barely there. So that's why I didn't think that it was because of spirit. I thought maybe he was just going crazy because it doesn't,
like how much magic he was trying to use to get her, like get to Sydney.
Yeah. It was like
I guess that makes
a lot of magic.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, do we have like hypotheses of how Nina is going to screw up Adrian and Jill's relationship?
Adrian and Jill's?
No, Adrian and Jill's. Adrian and sorry, I read Jill. Adrian and Sydney's. Because Nina obviously has a thing for Adrian.
But they get married.
Yes, but like you don't think that Nina's gonna cause any issues?
Oh, in the 6th book?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, she's gonna be around. She's like, there's only so many people that are with like trying to find a cure for steroids. So she has to be around, you know.
Yeah. Yep. I guess I don't remember Nina. Like I mean now I remember her, but like I couldn't remember like I don't know. She doesn't stick out very much.
Adrian was basically using Nina as a band-aid, and since he didn't have Sydney. He like brought her out to all of these parties. He would like buy her outfits to make her fit in better, like was doing all of this stuff, and she was like, "Oh, like you're interested."
That's right. That was before. That was when yeah. That's right.
We also talk about the fact that like I was so irritated that Lissa and Rose like didn't do anything, especially when he was like, "What can we do?" And he's like, they're like, "Well, they're not a part of my royal court." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh, don't even get me started. That's why I was like, can we talk about the ending? Because I have never been so angry at two characters that like it just seems so out of character for them.
I agree. Like I thought that how much Lissa does that she would have like been more on board of trying to like fix things, and
especially
she wasn't.
Rose. Like,
yeah.
How did she not see it? How did she not realize that Adrian, like, he's like like Adrian is going crazy. He is obviously not doing well. I don't understand how Rose doesn't see, like, and he's like talking about this girl wanting to get her back. I just don't understand how she didn't figure it out.
I agree. Like
they're like involved.
But she also didn't realize that Adrian was doing so good, and that it was like because he was in love.
Yeah. So that I didn't like that. And then oh my god, I hated like I really thought that Rose I guess she comes around a little bit in the end, but I was expecting them to be more, especially Lissa. Lissa has such this kind soul, you know, she cares about everyone. She's never had that necessarily, she hasn't had that, not racism, but,
She just has an
I
open
guess
mind.
stereotype. What?
She has like an open mind on things.
Yeah, she's never had that stereotype or that
Prejudiced.
mentality where humans are beneath her and more, you know, she always, I don't know, she's always been like such a kind soul, and she doesn't want anyone to get hurt, and like the whole thing about her going crazy in the first one is like she's trying to bring animals back from the dead, and she's just like to her everyone matters. And so the fact that like it felt like so out of place, and like I get she's queen, like I get it, but like it still felt completely out of place.
Like I was expecting at least a little more fight with the alchemists than her like trying to keep peace with them. If she knew someone was really being tortured, like I
Yeah.
really would have I expected more out of her.
Yeah, and then at the very end, she was like, I don't see, she's like, Adrian, what were you thinking? Just because you're married, we would give her sanctuary.
Yes, like
I was
what?
like, they're like, they tortured me, you know, and like Sydney's like, I was tortured, and Adrian, you know, was like, they tortured her, and they're just like, well, it's not our issue, and I'm just like, oh my god,
I agree. I thought that was very out of character as well.
I was so mad. I'd never been like so angry with like Lissa before. I did not. I hope she redeems herself in the 6th book, because right now she's on my bad
Yep.
list.
And with how it ended off, you know like it's going to be at court where we're going to see it because Jill is taken and we're going to see more of them. Like I love that we're going to have like a Rose, Dimitri, Lissa, like everybody, it's all going to be all together, which is great.
Yeah, agreed. I also I love that we saw Adrian's mom.
Yeah.
I love that she came back, and she's like, okay, she gets him on like a good path, and then I love that does she know that he's in love with a human?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't
mean,
think she would be
I
open
know
to
she
it.
finds out, but does she like actually advocate for them?
I don't think so because remember when she would like Rose and him were dating and she was like, she's a Dampier, like she's beneath you.
That's true. But so much has happened to her.
Yeah.
Like after being in prison, I don't think she cares so much about that anymore.
And like her reputation's already spoiled, and that was like what was before was so big, is
Mm-hmm.
she didn't want to like be looked down upon in society, but now her name's already ruined, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah.
There's
So
seriously so much that needs to be tied up in one book.
I know, and it's not very big. I'm looking
Ruby
at it
Circle's
right
gonna be
now. It's
crazy.
like pretty short.
It is gonna be crazy.
It's not like Last Sacrifice where it was like over 600 pages. I think this one only has like 400 pages or something. Maybe
Oh my
even
gosh.
300. It's a short. Do you have it with you, the Ruby Circle?
I'm gonna look up right now how many pages.
So it's smaller than the Ruby Circle is smaller than Silver Shadows, and Silver Shadows has 380 pages. So I want to say it has like 400 pages.
384
No.
for Ruby Circle,
Are you sure?
according to Amazon.
No. 348.
So little.
I know. For like the finale. Yeah, look at the difference.
Oh my gosh,
The
there's
Ruby
so much that needs to
Circle.
be tied up.
Yeah, Ruby Circle, and there's like 50 pages more. Well, not 50 pages, but there's more. Yeah, my copy is 348 too, Haley. Um,
Let's hope everything is tied up. Uh-oh. So
what?
I don't remember everything that's happened in Ruby Circle. It's been a long time since I've read it. But my rating is 4 out of 5 stars, not 5.
So maybe you didn't like it.
Yeah, I haven't read it since 2016.
Oh, okay. It could have changed though.
Yeah, it may change. It's averaging 4.23.
Okay. Okay. So what was your favorite scene? Let's talk about our favorite scene in Silver Shadows.
You go first.
Okay. I love the scene where they rescue her, where she's like in the dungeon and Adrian comes down and she thinks she's hallucinating and she's like, wait, no, is that really him? And he's like, Sydney, and she like sees him and then he unties her and he's like, what is this contraption? Like, what did they do? And then I don't know, I just love that scene. And then they get outside and then she starts crying and she thanks them for finding her. And then they get in the car and she's like, we're not going back with them. We're gonna go to our own place. And I just love that. And then she like gives a bubble bath and she like pours the entire bubbles. He like walks into the bathroom and she's like has bubbles all the way up to her like oh,
that was cute.
And then so that's my favorite scene. And then my second favorite scene is when they are on the rooftop and she has like fire all around her.
Yeah, that was a badass scene. I really liked that scene.
Yeah.
Also, like them running away and like trying to be sneaky in the hotel and trying to like hide away. That was very reminiscent of like a Rose scene in my mind. And I loved that.
Yes, yes. And Adrian like making a scene. She's like, I like how they snuck in.
Yeah.
I love that. So good.
So I kind of got frustrated in this book because I mean, I get it. I know that she like couldn't just leave all those people there and she had to get everybody out. But I was like, just get out. Like, stop trying to be the hero and save everyone. Like, get out of there. Like, I was just like, and so many people like didn't want to leave. So I'm like, forget them. Like, why are you like, these people don't even like you. They're not even being nice to you. Like, just get out of there.
Yeah. No.
She was like, I have to save everybody.
No, 100%. Like, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm like, just get out of there. What are you doing?
Yeah. I'd have been like, you guys can leave if you want to. Like, you're free, but if you want to stay, you stay. And yeah. He has compulsion.
Compulsion, that's the word. Oh my gosh.
Yep. I just thought of it. Not grammar, compulsion.
That's what the alchemist thinks is going on. That they think that the vampires have used compulsion on them.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and when they first see each other in the dream for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to reread it. It's so good.
Were you surprised that a wedding was coming?
No. Yes.
Really?
Yes, I was surprised.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I was like, that was like hoping, but all of a sudden it was like, bam, wedding. And you're like, oh, we're doing this. Oh, we're okay. This is happening now. Like, what?
What frustrated me a little bit was like they put their safety above like making it like I understand why Adrian was like, I want you to have a real wedding. Like, I want you to have a wedding dress and I want you to look nice. Like, I loved it, but part of me was like, no, you're being dumb. Like, no, just get married. And then
I loved that part.
I know, it was really cute, but I was just like, I was just getting so frustrated because I was like, in a good way, because I'm like, they're gonna catch you, they're gonna find you, they're gonna find you, like,
right? Like your heart is racing. You're like, no, no. But it was like that's probably one of my favorite scenes. Like the whole bit about like Adrian setting up this perfect wedding for her, even though it was rushed, like doing like connecting with like the dress and like having the venue and stuff. Like, oh my god, my heart, I was so happy. I was like, that is such an Adrian thing to be like over the top, like romantic on something that was like, that was so perfect. It was so cute.
I know, I love that. And then I just hated how that like wonderful scene and like Oh my gosh, like when she's like climbing up the ladder and then she gets on top of the roof where the helicopter is, and like that psycho lady has Adrian with a knife. But part of me was like, Adrian, why didn't you just use compulsion? He's like so good at it. I don't understand why he couldn't just like.
I don't know if compulsion works because they've got the healing tattoo on them.
Oh, they can't be compulsed. You're right. They can't be compulsed. Compulsed?
I don't know if that's a word. They can't have compulsion used on them.
You're right. They can't because of their tattoo. Sorry. You're right. But
That scene, like all of it, I think that's my favorite scene. Was the whole like wedding thing and like so romantic.
I love that. It was so good. And then they like get to court. Oh, that scene was just so frustrating. I don't want to talk about it.
So, what we have to look forward to in the next book, Sydney's life at court, and how do you think she's gonna handle it? And like everybody being judgmental and living with the mom. Like,
See,
aren't they living with her mom or his mom right now?
yeah,
Awkward. They're newlyweds. Like, how weird do you think that all is gonna be?
yeah, very. And then I'm curious if babies might come into play.
Oh,
Maybe,
cute.
maybe babies. But obviously we're finding Jill. Oh,
Yeah, I don't think babies are coming into play because I think Adrian's gonna be too freaked out about Jill.
yeah. Jill's coming into play, and then of course we need some sort of like resolution with the alchemists and
Yeah, do you think they're gonna take them down, or do you think that they're gonna like convince them? Like, what do you think's gonna happen with the alchemists?
I really
Also, the Warriors of Light, like, where are they? Should they
oh
be in this too?
you're right. Interesting. But like see that's what I was expecting out of the ending. Like I kind of wanted like I just felt like the ending fell so flat with Alyssa. Like I wanted her to be like we're all equal, you know? And like okay, I didn't realize how much the vampires hated humans until Adrian married one. I really thought Sydney was going to be because she'd been to court before and they never were like Adrian's dad, the way he treated Sydney was like basically the way they treated, you know, it's like completely reversed. Like the alchemists look down on the vampires and then the vampires look down on the humans. And so I didn't like that. So I was really hoping that she would be more accepted because it doesn't matter where the alchemists are, they don't accept the vampires no matter what. But the vampires have been very accepting of the alchemists. Then I was really expecting when Lissa heard like, wait, did y'all like were you really tortured and like heard about like all of that? I was hoping that she was like gonna start a war.
Yeah.
You know, but she was just like so complacent.
And now that they're taking Jill, like now she cares because it's gonna affect her because it's gonna affect like potentially it's gonna if
Wait,
they kill Jill.
Is it the alchemist that taken Jill or is it Jill just missing?
I thought the alchemist took Jill. Am I wrong?
I have no idea. I think it just says Jill is missing.
Haley, do you remember? I don't remember. It's been so long since I read Ruby Circle that I don't know who actually took. I just assumed it was the alchemist.
Okay, so
yeah, I thought she was kidnapped by the alchemist.
Jill's missing. What do you mean she's missing? She woke up with her gone. She disappeared like magic.
So Haley says that she thinks she was kidnapped by the alchemist.
I think that's what we're supposed to
like assume, but it's not actually said. But either way, it's going to result in a war against the alchemists. So how the heck does the Warriors of Light tie into this? Like, what are they doing? And it also irritates me that now Lissa is gonna be involved because she's been kidnapped by the alchemist. That it's like, yeah, it could also be like other vampires wanting her dead to get her
Yeah,
out of
it
office.
doesn't say, but it'd be really good if like the alchemist, like that could just be like an like a even worse trigger, you know, like they just yeah. And like after everything that happened with like you said, like the Warriors of Light who are like alchemists. Wait, are they rogue alchemists?
No, they were partners. Warriors of Light are partners with alchemists, or they were,
Okay.
and they both like worked together, and then they kind of like split.
Yeah, and they kidnapped Miss Carp. So you would think that Lissa would have like I feel like the
She has motive to attack. Like she's got enough ammo.
yeah, like the Strigoi now are just kind of not a huge focus anymore. Like there's so many bigger things than just the Strigoi now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I felt like that scene where they just walked into court and then like Adrian's dad goes off on her. Oh, because she's like wearing his grandma Tatiana's diamonds. He like put it as like a wedding ring, which I loved.
Yes.
But and how he like flipped out about that and how Lissa was just like she was literally just gonna hand her over.
Yep.
Oh, what made her change her mind again?
Well, because now they're married.
No, I think Adrian said something because she said even if you're married, like it doesn't work that way. You don't have protection here.
No, I think she said like I don't think I can protect her. Like even if you're married, I don't think that works like that. But I think that is why. I know this isn't gonna happen, but I would love a like 10th anniversary from Rochelle Mead that's uh like kind of like a how the Twilight happened, like a gender bent type of thing, but like reversal stories. So like instead of Sydney going and living with the vampires, Adrian had to go and live with like the alchemists and like deal with it. Like how funny would that be? Like Adrian have it like losing all of his fortune and having to go live with Sydney and like her family and stuff and having him be accepted. Like hilarious.
That would be really funny. I'd like that. Yeah, no, she was let's see.
I know that's not going to happen, but I would love that.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I can't remember exactly what happened, but oh wait, no. Daniela. Yeah, she does like stick up for them. There's a lot of yeah. Yeah, so they have basically Adrian has to like plead to Lissa.
Okay.
So yeah, but she was just gonna she just I just read the part where Alyssa said, you think that getting married is like extends citizenship, like Moroi citizenship extends to humans. It doesn't work that way. She's like, they're not our responsibility. That's exactly what she said. I'm like, it just doesn't seem like something Alyssa would do or say.
I agree.
What else? Oh, we don't see Miss Terwilliger. Do we see Miss Terwilliger in this one?
No.
No.
Because, I mean, she's not, like, around because she's been segregated, like, because she's been taken by the alchemist, so.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, I thought maybe we'd see her with Adrian. We
Not that
might.
I recall. If it is, it's small scenes.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. What's your favorite book? I forgot to ask.
I think this is. I don't know because it's like again they're not together.
I know.
I think it might be Indigo Spell.
Yeah, because that's really where like their romance and like everything just really takes off. Okay. Yeah, this is a really good. But what I did like, and I thank you so much to Rochelle Mead, is how long did it take for them to get back together?
It felt like forever.
It did. I think it was halfway through. So at least it wasn't like, wait, no, maybe not. Where is it? No, I don't know. Oh wait, no. It's a while. You're right. I'm sorry.
It takes forever.
It takes forever. I'm like on page 300 and they're not together yet. Yeah. Yeah. They get together they get together like right here. Halfway. Yeah. At
Yeah,
the very end.
it takes forever.
Never mind. I was gonna say I appreciate that Rochelle Mead only had us like going apart for like half the book. Like I'm so glad like the book didn't end with like them being together. Like we would have had the whole book with them apart, but we pretty much did.
But at least she made it interesting. Her being like she made it work though because she made it interesting enough, and she made the characters that were also being in re-education interesting enough, and like Sydney's life, that it didn't slow down the book, and also like they still kind of got to see each other because we got to see like the dream walking and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm super excited for the next one.
Yes.
It's gonna be so good. It's
so
short.
That is pretty much it for this live show, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think we're good.
So Ruby Circle for next month, and Kingdom of Ash for our regular Muggle Studies book club pick. And then we'll be done with our dual book club. So we'll be down to one book. If you guys want another series, like leave comments or like comments on the Goodreads page or something. Otherwise, we're just going to go down to one book. But if you have any suggestions, let us know.
Granted, do you think like this is a lot to read in 1 month? Well, I mean, it's doable. If you guys think it's too much, we can always extend maybe the Ruby Circle to December.
No, I don't want to wait.
Okay. I don't want to wait, but yeah, a lot of people are doing NaNoWriMo.
Ugh.
So let us know, I guess. Do y'all prefer to, because Kingdom of Ash is like 900 pages.
It's a chunky book.
Hang on. Acknowledgements, close my eyes. 980 pages. This is close to 1,000 pages. So
do we want to put off Ruby Circle then?
We might have to.
Do Ruby Circle for December?
I'm sorry?
Do Ruby Circle for December then?
Yeah, we don't have a book club for December. No. Okay, well let's just go through the month and then maybe like once we're halfway through November, because holidays and stuff, you know, people are gonna be like getting together with family for Thanksgiving, and I know your work is gonna be crazy with the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, play it by ear. If we need to like,
we'll do like a poll.
Yeah. Or maybe do like instead of a month, we can do like a 2 month, maybe do like our live show like mid-December if we need a little bit more time to finish.
Yeah, we can always do that like mid-December, because right at that middle spot is going to be real rough, or right at the end spot for November is going to be real rough for me to try to figure out a live show.
Just, like, maybe we'll give ourselves like a month and a half to read both Kingdom of Ash and the Ruby Circle.
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see how we're doing. We'll take a poll like halfway through November, and we'll see what people want. Like if we should just extend it, keep it the same, or if we should split them up, keep it the same, or just do both of them
this month,
December instead, and just like maybe just skip December.
Okay. So
Want to do.
That will be it, I guess, for the live show. Leave comments on the Goodreads page and on this, and of course you can always tweet us too if what you'd like to do. And that will be all. So thank you guys for watching, and we will, I guess, not stay tuned of when you're going to see us next.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.